Life goes on. Really? What does that mean? Life goes on besides the obvious. Yes, life does go on. Life goes on before we were born. Life went on, is going to go on after we are dead. Okay? And yet we tend to tell people, you know what? Life goes on. But what do we actually mean by that? I perceive it to be that, no matter what happens, we need to get up, pick ourselves up, and get going again. Start living life. But it really depends. It really depends on where you are at that moment. If you just need a bit of a kick in the butt, then fair enough. Life goes on could be adequate enough to get somebody thinking. I mean, we all know that life goes on. We don't need to be told that life goes on. But like I said before in many videos, usually this advice or this wisdom comes from very well-meaning people trying to help. Okay, so we need to keep that in mind. They are trying to help, and they might not know how. And saying life goes on is based on their own experience and their own experience and their own perception of how they dealt with things in the past. Life is full of adversities. It is what it is. Does life go on? Absolutely, life goes on. Okay, telling somebody life goes on might not be a very constructive thing to do. And again, I'm speaking from my own experience, my own perception of what happened when I was told life goes on. If you've lost a job and you get told life goes on, it goes on, and you got to get up and do something about it. Those are things you already know. Those are fundamentals. Okay, what you're looking for at that time is something a little different, a little bit of compassion, a little bit of empathy, a little bit of understanding, or even a little bit of help. If you're able to help somebody to get back on with this life that's getting on, even better. In practical terms, in real terms. If you've had a loss at some point, especially if you've lost a loved one to tragedy, that's a horrible sensation, it's a horrible feeling. And if you're going to help somebody by saying, you know what, life goes on, the only thing they can think about is life not going on for the person that they just lost. Well, that's what I think, anyway. Stating the obvious to somebody usually doesn't help. It doesn't help people like me to state the obvious. Does life go on? Yes, it does. And we know it does. But what's going in our mind right now is, how am I going to be in this life that's going on? The world as I know it, or life as I knew it, or the reality of my bubble no longer exists. So my version of life is not going on. The one I became accustomed to, the one I envisioned for my future, is not going on. So that life is dead. That life is gone, that life's in the past. So what life are you talking about? Which life? This new life? The life that's unfamiliar? The life that's scary? The life that is uncomfortable to get to? The life that is unknown? It increases the fear factor. And as we all know, fear keeps us trapped in so many ways in making decisions to move on with life. Okay. We can paint this beautiful picture. Life goes on and life is beautiful. Okay. Now, one door closes, the other one opens. But at certain times in our lives, we can't see that. We can't see it. We just come out of a reality, or our version of life, into something completely unknown. In that space, before life goes on, we need to get our feet on the ground. We need to find something steady to stand on, which will give us the strength to keep moving forward. So before jumping into life that's going on, find out where you are. Find your stability where you are. Anyway, that's my advice for now. I try not to give advice on this channel. It's just my opinion rather than my advice. That's what I feel, that's what I've experienced. This is what helped me to get out of certain situations, and consequently has also helped me to advise other friends and family who are in similar or those kind of situations. Okay? If you have something else, please share with me down below in the comments. We'd love to hear your opinion. We'd love to hear your advice, your experiences. Let's start a conversation and let's help each other out. If you've not just subscribed, please do that down below. Hit the bell so that you can be notified every time a new video comes up. The reason I created this channel was for community, was for communication, and was for interaction and conversation. So please, do not be afraid, answer below. We treat everybody with respect and kindness and openness and objectivity. So let us know what you think, and I'll see you next time with respect and gratitude. Thank you.